Hello everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful day today. I wanted to give you some updates and answer some subscriber questions today. So I'm going to start with my little star fowl here. New leaf starting. Check out this root. Okay, and I just noticed today a new root there. So you can see how this has grown. This is amazing in just 1 week. This one has been in moss for 4 months now, and it's just now starting to sprout. The moss is just starting to turn green on the top. Okay, now Buddy here, here's those roots that I showed you last week. Wow, look at this. Now this one sprouted almost immediately. Same bag of moss. You need to know that because this one has sprouted, I think I noticed it sprouting a week after I placed this one in moss. The reason I placed this one in moss was the roots had grown to one side and I just couldn't keep it in a vase. So I just decided, I don't want to damage the plant by just keeping it in water culture. So if you have one that you've been working with and it's just not doing what you want it to do, I would not hesitate to go ahead and put it in this Orchid grade premium moss. It is a really great method, and I have a tutorial on this, on how I did this and also how I fertilize it. Okay, in yesterday's video I showed you this little fowl and I told you, oh yes, this one is going to go into moss. Well, I came out this morning. It's got new root tips forming. Do you see? Root tip there, root tip here. Let me see if I can get it. There we go. Root tip here. And I noticed it is spiking now. So this one stays in water culture. Also this morning I just noticed the white fluffy mold in the water. It just turned around that quickly. So this one stays in water culture. Another question I'm being asked a lot is the pH of your water. Is it important? Yes, it certainly is. I use a pH of 6.0 with my water. My water is a pH 6.0. That is very important because if you are using the wrong pH water, then your orchid won't be able to absorb nutrients. It will block certain nutrients out. So you just want to make sure that you're getting it the best quality water that you can. I use reverse osmosis filtered water, and I keep an eye on it. I make sure that my pH is 6.0 from season to season and that I keep my filters changed out regularly. That's really the best way to make sure that your water is what your orchids need and thrive in. I wanted to show you a really good example of white fluffy mold, the beneficial type of mold on your orchid. This is a really healthy root. As you see, this is what you're looking for. This is what creates a really good, healthy growing environment for your water culture orchids. And what you're looking at now is the moss that my Cattleya is in. Do you see the little white, round specks in this moss? That is white fluffy mold. So it's growing in your media. You just don't realize that that's what it is. You have to look very closely. But this is what gives your orchids a really healthy, beneficial environment to grow in. Okay, so back to this orchid with the white fluffy mold. Now do you see, since I've magnified it, what I'm talking about? This is what is really beneficial. This is what you're looking for with your water culture orchids. And I also wanted to give you an update on this little miniature that I bought just a few weeks ago. I did have some bud blast on this. I believe it was from just where the orchids were located at the garden supply store. I noticed that the air quality was not that good in the garden center, and I believe that that was what the orchid just didn't like. So, but these have really stayed pretty for the last few weeks, so I'm glad. The air in my kitchen is just really, it's nice. I let the breeze come through here during the day as well. And I wanted to show you, it has a new leaf now, so it's happy. I brought it home. It was stuck in that bark, and put it, no, pardon me, it was stuck in moss, that old brown yucky moss. And I put it in bark, fresh bark, and it's really, really done well. So that's been a good thing. This beautiful one right here, I bought this one at Kroger. I just don't ever have any problems with bud blasts at all when I buy them from Kroger. It's a good place to buy it from. I am still not sure which media I'm going to use. It's in bark right now, and the water is just flowing very freely through the bark right now, so it seems like there's no moss in there. I don't like mixed media. If I find that there's moss in there when I go to repot it, it will go in the Orchid grade premium moss. But as you see, she's got a leaf dying back, and you leave those until it just falls off all by itself. It kind of is funny a little bit because it looks like the plant's a little bit embarrassed, but just leave that on there. In a few more days, that will just fall off on its own. I love these blooms. This is such a beautiful, beautiful flower. Wow. A quick update on my Vandas. I did feed them yesterday with 1 teaspoon of 2014-13 fertilizer in 1 gallon of 6.0 water. I have been slowly increasing their fertilizer amount for the last few months, and so yesterday I was up to 1 teaspoon. I started out at a 1/4 teaspoon, then a 1/2 teaspoon. I've just been going up really, really gradually, and it has really benefited, especially this one that had the nitrogen issues. It's just really greening up, and it's looking beautiful. So I'm really pleased with the progress of my Vandas. And just a sneak peek at what tomorrow's video is going to be about. I repotted this one yesterday, and I have a 2-part video. The first part is going to be about 6 minutes. That's the very beginning of the repotting process, and then I'm going to also release part 2, which is about the last 10 minutes of the repotting process. So that is what I'll be releasing tomorrow as far as my videos are concerned. So you all have a highly favored, deeply loved, and greatly blessed day, and we'll talk to you next time.